Hi. I want to talk about nature. I love nature, okay? I have a great respect for nature. On the other hand, I do believe with some of the detractors of nature on here saying how terrible nature can be because, it can be terrible. I don't agree with a condemnation of nature that says, oh, well, nature, it can't muster sympathy. Well, we're part of nature. We have sympathy and compassion. So nature can muster that. It's just that it can also muster, a lack of sympathy. It can do all of these things. The love of nature is just that nature shows us, is that we can try all kinds of things. Nature is kind of okay with that. Go ahead and give it a try, nature says. But I do believe we're supposed to rise above that and choose how we want our nature to be. What do we want our environment to be like? That's something we have control of. But I do look at nature for these, for the patterns of what will work, what doesn't work, the patterns of which part of suffering we'll never get rid of. I don't think the suffering of failed or just over romantic situations, that's not suffering that we're ever going to get rid of. Okay. Nature can show us that there are some natural conflicts, But overall, yes, I believe we are supposed to get our knowledge from nature, our wisdom. When we look at nature, we're supposed to be able to see that, yes, in nature, there's, some animal eating the young of some other animal. I can understand that as a tragedy. But we can get the big picture and we can decide which things we want as a part of our daily existence and which things we want to mitigate and change. We have that ability, and nature gives us the room to do that. And so I really think that it's a mistake to judge nature negatively because of things we see out in nature. Nature is also the source of how we're judging those things as not sufficient for us, as not free enough, or however we want to judge them negatively. All the information we're getting to make that judgment also comes from nature. Nature has a big advantage in that it works too. Okay, predation works. Animals eating other animals works. It's how we all are able to survive. Okay, so by giving us that basic survival, I don't see how you can jump ahead and then judge the whole thing as a big mess when anything good is also coming from nature, just like anything bad. And overall, if you like living at all, then you have to give nature its due, so to speak. I believe that to condemn nature is a kind of intellectual suicide, that we can't really successfully do that credibly because we're living creatures. And if it's really just so bad, why are you here living? What are you trying to make better? It's this all the same thing, nature. We are part of nature. Anything we accomplish is accomplished by nature. We can make nature a better thing by making ourselves a better thing. So I'm not on board with condemning nature and judging nature in that way. Basically, I think nature is beyond judging. This is where we get our basic information. Anything we can do, if nature seems to say to some people, well, man isn't meant to fly, no, we can go ahead and figure out a way to fly anyway. And that's all a part of nature, though. So, if nature were to be a negative thing, we could redeem nature by our own nature and what we do with nature. But also, if you believe in evolution and you believe any of these ideas that humans can rise above the negativity of nature, then that's nature rising above its own negativity, because it has obviously been pushing and pushing and pushing for our creation. We have been evolving in reaction to nature, and we have solutions now that evidently fit nature. And so it's all just fit tongue and groove into nature. How can you judge nature as automatically bad, but then say that the processes of nature have evolved something good? It doesn't really make sense. Nature is kind of more like beyond good and evil. And in that sense, you don't want to just say something's okay because it's natural. No, lots of things that are not okay are natural. But that doesn't mean that nature is bad.